Here we go.
Hi, this is Kevin with West Coast Cast. And when I look back on a lot of the fish I've caught, there's one fly that seems to stand out from the rest. Even when other patterns aren't supposed to work, this one still seems to bring them in. It's the Perdigon Nymph. This one right there. And I'll put a picture of it in this video. And I would never leave home without this one. You can tie it in a lot of different colors and have a lot of fun making it your own. But the two that seem to work the best for me, first and foremost, the Olive Perdigon with an orange color or orange collar. And in second place is the black Perdigon with a red at the butt section. So I thought I'd make this video not for the advanced fly tyer, but for the beginner out there, or for that person that's maybe been fly fishing for a while and has been thinking they may want to tie their own flies. There's a ton of great fly tying videos out there, and my flies certainly aren't what most would consider high quality, but they consistently catch fish. And for the beginner fisherman or fly tyer, that's what it's about, to have fun and catch fish, right? So, I'm a bit of a newbie to all of this. I started fly fishing just last August 2020, and to show you that your flies don't have to be perfect to catch fish, look at how bad this first fly that I tied was. But it caught fish. It was aesthetically horrible. But that fly caught me a ton of fish, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I just encourage you to try to tie some of your own flies, and I'll tell you what, it's super fun to fish or catch fish on flies that you tie, especially those first few fish you catch on something you tied. So you don't have to spend a ton of money. You can use basic materials and just have fun with it. I mean, you saw the fly that I tied. That was a horrible thing, but it caught fish, and so it doesn't have to be perfect. So back to the Perdigon. I've caught all kinds of trout, whitefish, and even perch ice fishing with it. It's super easy to learn and to tie, and after you've tied some, have fun with it and use different colors, and I'll bet they'll catch fish. So a few keys of success here. Don't overdress the body, and keep it simple, and it will fish. So let's start tying. So in the vise, I've got a size 16 jig hook and a 2.0 millimeter copper tungsten bead. My most common to tie with this. I either use size 12 to 18 hooks. Mostly I use size 14, 16, and 18. And the beads are generally from 2 millimeters to 4 millimeters. But the ones I use the most are from 2.0, 2.5, and 3.0 millimeter tungsten beads. And again, the key to this fly is to minimize the amount of material so it drops fast in the water, so you're fishing as quickly as possible. So what you do here, and again, I'm a beginner at this, but you secure your thread from the back of the bead this way, and I'm using olive thread here. Whoops. So I just tie it back, and then I clip the excess off. And I tie it all the way down to about the butt section, right where the barb of the hook would be if there was a barb. Then I tie it back up. And a lot of people say that you can spin your thread counterclockwise to flatten your thread out because you want this thing as minimal as possible. So then I wrap it all the way back up to the head, and sometimes I'll just put a little bit right in front of the bead to secure the bead in. And then I'll bring it back down to halfway, about halfway here. From here, this is where I put in my feathers. I'm gonna use about 4 little pieces of Coq de Leon tail feathers. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I go about body length out. Then you just tie that in. Pretty simple. And I like to bring it right down to the butt of the hook. Tying this on camera is a little different than normal. All right, it's the first time I've ever done this on camera. Okay, so from here, what I like to do is then tie in my brass wire. I'll tie that in, wrap it all the way up. And again, I know that I'm not the most advanced fly tyer here. My whole point of this video is that you don't have to be an expert to tie and catch fish, right? So what I like to do is give it a little counterclockwise spin, bring the thread, that is, and then bring it back down the body. And we're almost done. Bring it back up. Basically, I want to have a little bit of a taper from the head down to the midsection, but not too much. Remember, we want to keep this minimalized as best as possible so that this thing drops like a rock in the water column. So now I'm going to bring this gold small wire ribbing up and around the body, just like this. And I'll tell you what, this fly, I just have had so much success with it. All right. Tie that off. And then basically to break this off, I just helicopter it back and forth till it pops off, just like that. And then it'll do what's called a whip finish. There are tools out there for this, but I just use my fingers. Do that 1, 2, 3 times, and then cut that off. I'm gonna put the orange collar on. I do like to have my, I'm gonna cut this tail up just a little bit here. It's not too long. Yeah, just like that. Okay, perfect. So now, well, perfect for the fish. Maybe not perfect for everybody. I'm gonna put the orange collar on. Oops. Oh, what happened here? Cut the excess off. And then I will give it a whip finish here. Oops, messed up. All right, let's try that again here. See, I told you don't have to be perfect at this, but it catches fish, I'm telling you what. All right, so whip finish this. Cut it off. And then what I like to do is you put a black wing casing on, and you can use a Sharpie if you like, but I like to use black nail polish. Just put a little on at the top. And that's it. Now you let it dry. And then after you let it dry, you'll go ahead and put this UV finish on. You'll put this UV finish on. And there's a lot of different brands out there. I've heard some others that might work even better than this one. But this is what I have, so I'll go ahead and use it. All right, I'm not sure that this had a chance to dry all the way, but we'll go ahead and show you what you do either way. So I just use my little bodkin and I dip it in here, and then I just put it onto the body. Try not to get the tail feathers. You just put it on. like that. I actually might have a little too much on. We'll see if we can take some of that off. Certainly not my best fly doing this on video, but you get the picture and it does work. So then after you put the UV resin on, you use a little UV light and you shine it onto it. You make sure it's all coated and you cure it with the UV light. And that's it. And that fly, as many problems as it had while I was tying it on camera, this will fish for sure. So it's that simple, and this fly fishes. I can't tell you how many fish I catch with it. Oftentimes, it's hard for me to switch to try a different patterns because I have so much confidence in this particular fly. So if you've seen any of my other videos, most of those fish have been caught with this fly. Give it a try, and I'd love to hear how it's worked for you. And I appreciate all of your comments. And again, I know I'm not the best tyer out there, but hopefully this video inspires others to try to tie flies and catch some fish. I mean, if this fly can catch fish right here, then any fly you tie can catch a fish if you present it to the fish properly. I'd love to hear in the comments how you like this video, and I hope that you let me know if this inspired you to try your first fly. Please remember to click on the thumbs up, and if you like these videos, please subscribe. It means a ton, and I appreciate it. Tie lines, everybody. Cheers.
Here we go.